look at everyone. I'm Paul the Nitro Scars, and welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. It is Tuesday. It's time for the Raw Report. For this particular Raw Report this week, it's going to be interesting because I'm not just going to go straight through the lineup of matches. I'm going to focus on two distinct polar opposites of what happened on Raw: the good and the bad. The good being the Miz-John Cena incident this past near the end of the show, and then the bad, Snooki. Enough said. And of course, in between, just as good, of course, also the Michael Cole cage incident. Anyway, some other important notes before we start on this dichotomy. The fact that the Great Khali scored a victory over the Miz by disqualification, although the Miz laid him out with a chair. That was interesting. King Sheamus backed up his word and defeated Daniel Bryan to become the brand new United States Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to him on that victory. Randy Orton scored a victory over Mason Ryan. That means that Randy Orton will face CM Punk one-on-one, the new Nexus, bar from the building, for this match. And John Cena scoring a disqualification victory over Alberto Del Rio. Now let's get to the good and the bad of Raw this past Monday. We'll start with the good. Michael Cole, the biggest pain in the ass of 2011, decides to, well, this week open up the commentary by enclosing himself in a glass cage. That's right, a solid glass cage with a door. For his, excuse me there, a little cold here, to have his protection against Jerry Lawler. And I have to say this about Michael Cole: he's certainly proving to get major heel heat. Earlier in the show, he also claimed that he was going to expose Jerry Lawler. Well, he did expose him because he brought in Brian Christopher. For those of you who don't know, Brian Christopher is the legitimate, real-life oldest son of Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler is his father. Brian Christopher delivered a shoot promo saying that his dad was ashamed of him and that he never spent any time with him, yada, yada, yada. Sort of speaking, Jerry Lawler said that he reminded him, Brian Christopher reminded him of Charlie Sheen. Zing. Well, after that killer promo was a commercial break, and then when I came back, good old JR, Jim Ross, made a rare appearance on Raw, telling Michael Cole that this has gone far enough and needs to stop. Well, it turned out to be a very bad night for JR, as he was jumped by Jack Swagger, put in the ankle lock submission and tried to break his ankle. Jerry Lawler tried to intervene, but Michael Cole, the wannabe wrestler, decides to jump on Lawler's back, and it turned out to be a 2-on-1 situation where Swagger put Lawler in the ankle lock. And then in the end, how apropos for Michael Cole, the Cole justice system for Michael Cole. He puts JR in the ankle lock and makes him tap out. Very good promo here, and again, Michael Cole gaining that major heel heat going into WrestleMania. Speaking of good heel heat, we focus once again on the good with The Miz. Yes, The Rock came out, delivered yet another classic promo with a young 8-year-old kid dressed as John Cena, calling John Cena no talent bum. Very funny. Gave him a box of Fruity Pebbles with the vitamin D. Very funny, very entertaining. But, and to think The Miz was going to top that was just very good. It was certainly out of left field. Very good for The Miz. He came out there dressed as John Cena, as The Rock. Hair, bald head and all. Came in there, delivered a rock bottom to John Cena before the end of the show, and then delivered a severe beatdown, followed by the showstopper that face forward leg sweep into the WWF logo, laid Cena out. That was tremendous. And certainly the Miz is certainly interjecting himself even more in this Rock, John Cena, Miz angle heading into WrestleMania. Now for the bad. A week ago on the Nitro Corner, I told you why Snooki and all these Jersey Shore reality people do not belong in professional wrestling. Well, if last night wasn't any evidence as to why they shouldn't be, then you must be blind, folks. Because Snooki, in her infinite wisdom, or lack of, decides to get in the ring and cut a promo before the Vicky Guerrero Trish Stratus no DQ match, which was won by Vicky Guerrero. God help us all. Anyway, near the end, it was Lay Cool, who interfered in the match, decided, okay, they're going to double team Trish Stratus. Here comes Snooki with the most half-assed Luthez press I've ever seen in my life, and proceeded to beat her down like it was another scene from Jersey Shore. Get with reality, people. And then at the end of the day, my worst nightmares came to fruition because Vicky Guerrero decides to open her mouth and state that they want a intergender 6-person tag match at WrestleMania. Think about it. Lay Cool and Dolph Ziggler, okay, they're professionals. They'll be one team. Fine, I can live with that. Against John Morrison, Trish Stratus, which is not too bad, and Snooki. Snooki. What the hell did I not reiterate last week? Snooki cannot wrestle. What is her point going into WrestleMania? Oh, because she could smack Vicky Guerrero? I could do that, but I'm a gentleman and I don't do that. Like I said last week, and I'll keep reiterating it again, Snooki has no business in professional wrestling. None. Bar none. Forget it. That was a bad idea, and it's just going to get even worse heading into WrestleMania. For God's sakes, this is what's wrong with the women's division. I'm sorry, the women's division is officially dying in the WWE, and you can thank Snooki for all that. Thanks, Snooki. Can you please go back to the Jersey Shore and leave my wrestling world alone? You're in it for the paycheck. That's it. Nothing can be further from the truth. You're in it for the paycheck. You're not a wrestler. Trust me, I know that. And that in essence ends this edition of the Nitro Corner. I will be back Friday for the Impact Report. Until then, this is Paul the Nitro Skyver saying so long, everybody.